Hey folks, I'm VynxarTV. Today we're going to play Big Pharma, a game by Twice Circle. It is a game in which you are going to run a medicine company, so you'll be establishing factory lines as the one we can see in the background. You'll be mixing and matching components to make new interesting effect. It's a pretty complex game, but as soon as you understand how the basics are working, I believe it's going to be, most of the fun is going to be into trying stuff, trying to make new interesting effects. So I'm going to try to explain you the basics. Hopefully I will manage to do that. I'm not really sure. I've been trying a bit and I believe I understand it. So let's just go for a new game. So here we go. This is one of the tutorial missions. It's going to be perfect to explain exactly how the game is working. We need to make a drug which is going to be composed of two components. And I want to do this one first because it's going to allow us to understand exactly how the game is working. So we need to use this effervescent Jack distillate here, which is having two effects. It's going to be a painkiller and an induced nausea. We're not going to care so much about that. We are interested in the painkiller because we need to transform this effect into the next effect, which is going to be increased migraine. And to do that, you see there is a little number here. And this is a number we're going to play a lot with because it's going to be basically the state at which your component is going to be. So if I want to make this effect evolve into ease migraine, I'm going to be required to put this number to 7, or in between 7 and 10 as a matter of fact, and to use the evaporator, which is one of the machine we can use to transform it into ease migraine. So we're going to do that right away. Let's just go into production. The UI is pretty lean, I believe. There is 4 very important tabs here. The production is basically this area here where you can see everything. You've got ingredient in which you are going to choose what kind of ingredient you can choose, and you can also research more with the explorers. I will just explore that a bit later. Then you've got cures. Cures are going to give you the thing you can make. So we are going to try to do this line here of medicine here, and this is going to explain me that I need to get the painkiller and transform them into ease migraine, and then I need to mix them with something else which is going to be a catalyst, and I will be able to acquire the anti-seizure medicine here. It will be a bit clearer maybe a bit later. We are just going to begin with the easiest part, which is going to acquire the ease migraine. Okay, so then we've got the research, which is going to allow us to unlock new equipment, so pretty important as well. For now we're not seeing so much because this is a tutorial mission, so plenty is locked, and when I'm going to go into a regular mission, we are going to be a bit overwhelmed because there is so many things. So I think it's easier just to begin with this one. So let's go back into production. So we are going to leave this thing behind. It's going to bring us a bit of money. It's just previous line. These are producing, I think, medicine to treat angina, and this one here is producing medicine to ease migraine, which is giving a bit of a nausea as well, which is just a side effect. And this one here is a painkiller. Okay, so all these 3 lines are going to work properly. We are going to open this area here completely, so we have enough space. And you see these little areas are the place from which a component are going to be imported. So when I'm going to ask for it to deliver effervescent Jack distillate here, I'm going to receive these from this little area here. So I'm going to open one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to import this one here. And then this is open now. And I'm going to put a belt here. And you can just put the belt and you don't really need to worry about if there is nothing behind, it's going to stop, so you don't need to worry about it. And then we've got this component here which is at a level of 4 here, and we need to increase it toward 7, between 7 and 10 to make a change. So we'll need to use evaporators, which are going to increase the concentration by 1. So the concentration is this little number here, and we can do that with this, but I could pretty effectively put 3 of these to make it work. As a matter of fact, we're going to do that right now. and let's just choose to do it that way. There is an input and then an output here, so let's just do that this way. We're going to go with another one like that, and let's just add another one here. I'm just going to remove that and put the belt here, and then I'm going to add the third one. Nope, wrong one, sorry, this one here, which is going to be just over there, and we're going to check the status of each of these. So we're beginning to go with this one, which is at 4, then we go here and we put one which is at 5, and we are activating the painkiller effect. When these things are great, it's not activated. Then this one here is at 6 here, and when we're arriving here, we're at 7. So if I add one more evaporator, we're going to transform the element into ease migraine. So let's just do that. I'm just going to remove that, and let's do it one more time. So let's check the last one. It's handy to, there is a free build mod, so if you want to try stuff, it's very easy to go because there is no money, so you can just try to put things in line like that and try to see what's going to work. So as you can see now, we've got the easy migraine effect, and if you click on these, you can just see that when it's working. I'm going to remove that, and when it's going to be in there, you see it's just upgrading this to easy migraine. So now we've got the right component here, and we'll need to use these to make the second one, which is anti-seizure, but we'll need another component for this one. And for the sake of efficiency, I'm going to do that a bit differently. So you see we've got a second machine here, which is called the agglomerator, and the agglomerator is going to increase concentration by 3 instead of 1. So I'm going to use this one to save a bit of space. And if I wanted to decrease concentration, I could use the dissolver or the inhaler, which are doing exactly the opposite here. So let's just let's keep this one, but we are going to sell all these ones and just put one little. You can just grab anything and move them if you need to without any cost. We're going to take the agglomerator here and put it over there, so we can actually make this thing a little bit faster. Alright, so with this one we should access the same we should have the same result. At this point it's 7, so when we're going to exit here, it's going to be easy migraine. Yes, it is. And from this point we'll need to mix two components. We need to add the catalyst to make this thing work. So to do that, we need to add an ingredient, which is going to be this one, because you see there is a little sign here, it's a catalyst sign. So we'll need to, at least this is the catalyst we need right now. If we want to evolve this, we just check in cure, and as you can see we require to have a concentration of 1518 plus a catalyst. And to do that we'll need to mix two elements and then use the agglomerator to upgrade it. Maybe we'll need to add a few more things in between to make this reach that number. So let's just add a little lane here. We're going to ask them to import the shimmering Bangsa piece. Here we go. And I think we do not really need to do anything with that. So we're just going to bring them to the multi-mixer, which is going to make these two components. So let's go into auxiliary here. We've got this thing, the multi-mixer, which is going to allow us to do this. And I believe there is something which is not really well explained. There is a toggle button in there, which is going to allow you to choose. We are going to do this right away. I will explain a bit later. Let's just check the direction. So if the exit is over there, the part on the right is up and the part on the left is the down, so it's going to be important for something else. So I'll just turn it like that. So basically up is here and down is here. It's important, you will see why. So now with these two we should be able to have something new, because you see here you can move this little bar here and do that this way, and it will tell the game, I'm going to pause the game for a sec, which part you want to keep. So if you arrive with this element here, you'll want to keep the ease migraine, so you are going to toggle to go with down. and you will want to keep the eye area here. So as when you are going to arrive, this one is going to erase. There is some space here, so it's not going to be a big deal, but if you got 4 effect on a component, it's going to be a big deal. But here it's going to erase only the cause dizziness. No, my mistake. Okay, so my mistake is just going to be, we need to keep the let's just do it. I'm just having a little dizziness as well. Let's just check it quickly if I was mistaken. I'm always just mixing these two. So what do we have in there? We do have the effect. So I was toggling this thing on down, and I kept the dizziness with, yes, this is because there is a hole in there, it's working. If I was doing the contrary, I think that would not work. So let's just remove it and just show you here. I need to toggle it. So next, which is going to be already processed, is not going to be working. Here we go. So this one should be the same. So it's not going to be a good test. But the next one is going to be different. Here you go. So this one here is having the ease migraine because there was a blank spot here. But the dizziness has disappeared because it has been erased by the nausea. So we need to toggle it down here, and we need to erase this one and wait for the next one to get out. Okay, so here we go. And then from this point, I'm just going to get one more of these. So this one here is at 9, and if we want to transform this one into anti-seizure, we need to push it at 15. So to do that, we are going to use the agglomerator here. And let's just do that this way. Let's just check for a sec. So we need 15, and we need to use agglomerator. So I will just stack agglomerator until we reach the right point. And you know, I'm just going to let's just do that this one. It's not going to be a big deal. And let's add another one, and we should be reaching the right point. So let's just take this one is at 12, and when we're going to reach this place, we're going to be at 15. So all good. You don't need to activate the effect to make this thing happen. You just need to have the right number and the right elements. And let's just add this one here, and add one more here. So we should be turning this thing into the right element here, I believe, maybe? Yes, we've got the anti-seizure. So if I just click on this one, I'm just going to remove this one here, and so we can just see how it's going to change. Look at that. So ease migraine has been transformed to anti-seizure, and now we need to make it active, because if it's not active, we are not going to be selling anything. It's going to be a blank medicine. There is nothing which is going to happen. So we need to reduce the number into the right range. So we need to go at 15. So let's just use a ionizer to decrease that. And let's do that this way. Because we don't have so much space. It's very important in this game to deal with the space properly. And I did not, I think. Alright, so now it's active, which is going to be pretty handy. And what we need to do is make the package here. So we need to use a pill printer to make this thing ready for the departure into shops. We'll just use a little conveyor here, and we are going to be ready to sell this thing. So see, we've got the effect, and then it's going to go into pills. And here we go, it's proper for... I think it is. Look at that, the money here is written.
Product name
and
required.
We need to name it. We can just make any name, but for now we're going to keep it that way. And it's going to sell for 500 bucks, maybe 600 even. Okay, so this is basically, I think, the easiest way to explain how this is working. I hope so, at least. It took me a little bit of time to understand that. And you can believe that there is medicine which are going to be very, very difficult to explain. I'm going to just switch quickly to free mods, so you can just rebuild, so you can just see what kind of stuff we can make. Let's just go with that. You can choose different character and give a name to your corporation. And let's see. This is very handy because you can choose which room you want to build stuff. You've got plenty of space here. But for now, I'll just keep doing that here. I just want to show you a few things into the ingredients because we've got so many of these. So as you can see, when you are going to be doing that for a bit more time, you'll got plenty of these which are going to have different kind of effect, different kind of catalyst, different kind of stuff. You're going to be able to mix them, and you can remove effect as well. So if you just take a look at side effects, if I want to remove cost and constipation, I could just put the concentration at between 13 and 17 and use the evaporator to remove it. So you can really refine your component and make the medicine you want, and you can even just make perfect medicine which are going to, maybe it's not going to help you much, because maybe you can just make a medicine which is not going to be perfect and make something wrong to somebody, so you can just buy another medicine which is going to to cure him for this one as well. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to show you also the different kind of thing you can make. So I was doing something with two transformation, but as you can see, you can go with things which are going to be a lot more complicated here. This one here is pretty difficult. You will need a lot of space. If you are not optimizing this thing, you will just need so many rooms, and all the things are just going to be increasingly difficult to use. So I'm just going to show you one more thing. I'm going to go with a regular mission, I think, because there is too many things in there. And let's go with let's see, the first beginner mission. A custom game maybe. Let's go with just, I'm going to go with one competitor, which is going to be very easy because I want to have a bit of time to explain you. And let's just go regular stuff. I want to show you how the research is working, so let's just start a game. Yeah, let's go with that. So let's just pause the game for a sec. And with your money, when you're going to accumulate a bit of money, you're going to be able to research stuff. Maybe I should just establish a basic line to make some kind of product. But nah, anyway. So let's go into ingredient here. And we can hire Explorer to discover new stuff. So let's take a look. There is things to discover in the forest here, in the desert. And I can hire an Explorer to do that. And then I can send him, let's say I need 2 for this one. For this one I need just 1, so let's just assign somebody. It's going to take a bit of time, but in the end you will be unlocking a new ingredient, I think. And there is plenty of these things. You can hire as many as you want, but you will need to be able to handle the money they are going to cost you. And for the research, it's pretty much the same. You are going to hire a scientist, and then you'll choose which thing you want to unlock or upgrade. So let's just go with maybe the evaporator here, or the pill printer is going to be a bit faster.
Insufficient upgrade points.
I've got no upgrade points, so maybe I could try to discover the Ionizer here. Yes, and you can take a look also at the company to see your competitor here. How we are going to, but there is no actual tape. There is no actual data here because we are just beginning. Let's just make a little supply line so we can just actually see how these things are going to look like. Okay, so what do we want to do? Let's just take a look at the ingredient. We've got plenty, I believe. Only 2. Okay, my mistake. It's better as a matter of fact because I don't really want to be overflowed by elements. So we've got this one which is going to be allowing us to make painkiller, or this one which is going to relieve hypertension. And let's choose which one we want to go with. Both are pretty easy, so let's begin with one we don't know, so this one. So we just need to use this element here, and we'll go with this one here. So to make this work, we need a little belt over there. Then let's just let the element get out of here. Okay, so it's going to be a bit easier for me to see what I need. Okay, so I need a pattern and stuff, so I need to put it into the range of... I just need to remove 1 point, and I will need to use the ionizer to make it work. Okay, let's do that. I just need 2 ionizers, I think. Except I do not have it unlocked yet, so I cannot do that. Okay, let's go for the other one. My mistake. Let's just stop here and go with something else. It's a shame we've been doing this one already, so let's just not do it. And let's just remove that. Alright. So now let's just this thing exit here. Here we go. Now painkiller, we need to upgrade 1 point and it will be working. No, we need to go to 7 to 10. Sometimes I'm just confusing these two strangely. It's very clear because it's just saying active range, and this one is just pre-requirement, but sometimes I just, you know, mix things up. So let's just use the pressure to reach the right level. And let's try to optimize the space. I'm losing money doing that, but... my mistake. Okay, just do it that way. Let's check if it's going to work properly here. Just need them to be in the right state. Okay, so how much do we have? We've got the painkiller effect, so we just need to bring it out of here. Let's just go and make a little pill printer here, and it's going to be out of the place in no time. And now we are going to begin to make money, I believe. Let's see. Now we've got a little pill, and it's going to be a painkiller. It's not very powerful, it seems, but it's active, so should be working well. Plus, it's not going to be as dangerous with the side effect, so we won't be having too much nausea with this. So let's just put this thing in the stalls, so it's pain away. Okay, let's keep it. And now we're making money. Alright. So we should maybe speed up a bit the time, and I will show you the company stats. Is it already written? So we can see our first product here. We can rename it, I'm not going to. You can see the active effects, and all your products are going to be listed here. And you can also see your total revenue, your production and staff, and all the things which are going to... I'm just spending so much money on explorers. I will need to be careful at some point. Anyway, I think I've been just showing... You can also loan money here, and you will need to reimburse that, of course. I think we've seen pretty much all the basic stuff you can do at first, and you can really make crazy line of production. So this one are really basics, but I don't think if I begin to make something too complicated, I will not manage to do it in just one try. I will need to have a few hours to make it work. So guys, I'm just going to conclude the video. I hope you like it. If you do, please leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. And until next time, guys, have fun!